credit cards. You could not get a credit card. You couldn't get a bank loan without collateral to put something up against it. So therefore you were at pretty well a fixed income. There was no extra cash outside of rent, food and so on, clothes for the children, essentials. There was no extras for luxuries. There was no credit given to them. Yet the British government, just like the Chinese government did 2 years ago, made it a mandate that every household in Britain must get a television set. And what they did, they made one exception out of all the things that the people could need, really needed. They made one exception. They allowed credit companies to come into being. They could go round the houses every week and collect half a crown or 5 shillings or whatever it was and pay off a used television set. The British government made a deal with the United States of America to buy in used televisions which were then reconditioned to be sold to the working class all across Britain. As I say, they wanted a TV in every home. Now, since when is government interested in how happy you are at home? You know, there's another reason for this. And sure enough, the working classes all got these DER. Deel was the company that brought them all into Britain. And the guys came around every weekend collecting their half crown, 5 shillings. And suddenly and I can remember where I was, it was one of the last areas really to get television, a real working class area. I can remember this high being taken by my parents to the local park on a weekend and passing dozens and dozens and dozens of other couples on the way with their toddlers as well. When he got to the park, which was a valley, there were over maybe 1,000, 1,500 couples along the grass in the valley. And that's where everything was discussed. Local politics, national politics, labor unions to do with their mining and so on. And everyone mingled with everyone else, old school friends and so on. That system had been going on for hundreds of years, where people communicated thoughts, real feelings, real things that really mattered to them and their communities, to each other, conversation. When the TV came in, and I was still about this high, within about a month, I could go down that park every weekend and no one was there. It literally overnight killed off the socialization and interaction between people and tradition, again, where they exchanged viewpoints, gave each other news, helped each other out, who was sick, who was this, who was that. Everyone helped each other out. And from then on, you could pass rows and rows and rows of these old, and they were called row houses, all joined together. And all you saw at night was the flickering of that bluish light in the windows. And that was the end. That was the end of real communities. It happened within a matter of about a month. All dramas to do with police or even the military in movies are pure propaganda. Pure propaganda. The human story is just the bait to make you watch through it, to get you to identify with it. Because once again, there's always a message left somewhere in the movie. It might even be a message that's against your own morality. It could be where the cop, for instance, does sleep with this beautiful woman while his wife was at home, and it's all part of the story, and even tell you why he did this. He was feeling down that day, blah, blah, blah. And so you've just again altered your viewpoints on how you yourself might behave in that situation. And it's sometimes that kind of thing can be justified. That's how you're downloaded through entertainment. It's there to alter and direct and always upgrade into another step of the direction that the entire culture for someone else's purpose. Let's talk about the effects of the alpha state first of all. Recent articles I've even read on the air from various science studies show you that even when you switch off television, you remain in that alpha state for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer. Most people still today think that all entertainment to do with movies, drama, is therefore nothing more than their entertainment. It never ever was that case.
Of course, television can't perform such miracles as this, yet. But perhaps there's no harm wishing that it could.
The greatest social messages are promoted through movies and drama, high drama, through the fixation of emotive sequences, emotional sequences, not logical, factual sequences, but pushing points across in an emotional way which register and fix in the mind. So emotional content is very, very important, rather than going through an actual discussion or an argument using logic and facts. There's no debate. And when you're being downloaded through fiction, your guard is down, the censor part of your brain is not in action. It isn't saying, yes, I agree with this, I disagree with that, as you would in a debate or a lecture.
But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Ik lig dan in mijn bed en dan denk ik, we worden gewoon dom gehouden. We worden echt dom gehouden. Anders begrijp ik niet dat ik van die debiele dingen in de krant sta. Dat ik denk, ik ben toch geen Mongool? Ik kan toch zelf ook nadenken? Dat ik zo'n kop zie in de Volkskrant. Een handicap is wel eens een belemmering bij sollicitatie. Nee.
Lekker lopen stampen. Lekker lopen spuiten. Het lijkt me mega vet. Een hele dag een tractor te besturen.
Don't do it, Cartman. Well, I'm warning you. Okay. I'm getting pretty sick of him calling my mom. Well, cause my bitch, she's a big fat bitch, she's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a stupid bitch and everyone's a bitch, she's a bitch too.
Happy birthday! That's yours.
I got a oopty, watch me do my thing.
What the hell? I don't want my car now!
Mom got me my car now. I told her not to get it. I wanted to get my party. I didn't want the car. That's not even the car you wanted. She's such an idiot. She just ruined the whole party. Everything. She just ruined everything. Party's off. I say you ruined my life. I hate you. We're leaving.
On Monday she's a bitch, on Tuesday she's a bitch, and Wednesday to Saturday she's a bitch. Then on Sunday just to be different, she's a super king, Kamehameha, bitch. Come on, you all know the words. You better make my credit card, mom, she's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. To be no bitch, and she has stupid hair, she's a bitch, 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 she's a stupid bitch. Cause mom's a bitch, and she's a
Ideal guy would be tall, dark, handsome, and rich. I like wearing a bikini. Less clothes, the better. Hope you guys are ready.
It wasn't that hard to get her clothes off.
Dang. I really like this. I wonder if you can handle these slopes, baby.
I go a little bit something like this.
Hoeveel eieren zitten er in een dozijn?
Oh mijn god.
Wat?
Het ligt eraan of je een pakje van 6 koopt of een pakje van 12. Ga je niet verwachten, hè?
Had ik zeker niet verwacht, nee. Dus hoeveel eieren zitten er in een dozijn? Het ligt eraan of je een pakje van 6 of 12.
Ja, kijk, je hebt een pakje met 6 eieren, een pakje van 10, maar je hebt ook nog zo groot met 20 of zo.
Ja.
Ze worden echt steeds dommer. Maar dat is omdat we van die debiele dingen in de krant lezen. Waarom moet ik lezen dat er ergens een hoertje is vrijgekocht door een verliefde klant in Eindhoven voor €50.000? €50.000. Hoe lang mag je dan? Waarom moet ik het weten?
Koningin wil in januari een staatsbezoek brengen aan de Golfstaat Oman. De SP is daarop tegen en gaat proberen het bezoek te dwarsbomen.
Ja, dat is een officieel staatsbezoek. Als het aan de SP ligt, gaat dat staatsbezoek niet door. Oman is een ondemocratisch land. De sultan zit al 40 jaar op de troon.
Waarom moet ik lezen dat er ergens een orkest is in Berlijn waarin de violisten, ik zweer het echt waar, daar willen de violisten meer loon dan de rest van het orkest, want die spelen meer noten. Dus als je daar triangel speelt, heb je echt honger.
Belasting op het dragen van een hoofddoek.
Een kopvoddentax zou ik het willen noemen. Gewoon voorzitter, 1 keer per jaar een vergunning halen en dan meteen even aftikken. €1000 per jaar lijkt mij een mooi bedrag. Dan gaan we eindelijk een keer eens terugverdienen aan wat ons al zoveel heeft gekost. Ik zou zeggen, de vervuiler betaalt.
Zou geen nummer 1 hit scoren? Dat kan niet. Die scoort echt nummer 1 hits met liedjes waar je gewoon naar luistert en pff, ballen weg. Gewoon echt weg. Er klopt helemaal niks van. Hij heeft een nummer 1 hit gescoord met een Spaans liedje. Dat heette Caminando. En dat is dus een Spaans woord. En ik versta dat ook. En het is denk ik niet de bedoeling. Het sloeg helemaal nergens op. Dat is zo niet van caminando, caminando. Het is een manier van leven. Je moet het echt beleven. Er zijn geen woorden voor. Caminando, caminando. Je moet het echt proberen. Je kunt het echt niet leren. Er zijn geen woorden voor.
Heel sexy. Je kan nu mijn behaarde benen zien.